This is just incredible and unexpected. This tree was huge, and you know what? Fortunately, it did not land on their house. I want to give you a little update on South Carolina after the hurricane and talk a little bit about preparedness, which is something that I have thought about since, a few years ago with some crazy mandates that I learned from, and wanted to make sure that I was not in a situation that I didn't have a few things on hand to be able to just instill some peace, which my peace comes from the Lord, but he tells us in his word that we should be prepared, not out of fear. So there's a difference between being prepared out of fear and being prepared just because it's a good idea to have some stuff tucked away. And I also feel like it's a great way to be able to take care of others, to be able to take care of other people. From the beginning, on Monday, I left South Carolina to go see my cousin. We were going to see one of our favorite comedians, John Crist, and spend some time together. Unbeknownst to me, there was a hurricane coming. I literally had no idea. I get off the plane, and that is when someone wanted to share with me, oh, by the way, did you know that there is a hurricane coming in a couple of days and John Crist might be canceled? And I'm like, 411, before I leave South Carolina, it hit, and my husband was like, oh, darn it. I spilled my coffee. We were able to make coffee. And that's part of this conversation. I get there and the storm hits, and like I was saying, my husband was like, I wish you were here. I'm concerned about you. Give me some updates throughout the day so I know that you're fine. Little did he know that we here in South Carolina would be hit way harder.
Worse.
Oh my word. And so we lost power in Sarasota. Everything was shut down. There were certain areas that you couldn't go to because of flooding. And my cousin lost power for about a day and a half, which was good for them because usually they lose it longer. And then I didn't think I was going to be able to get home because that Friday when I was leaving, the storm was over at 2 p.m. and I was leaving that day. So fortunately I had an evening flight, which was delayed, but I did get out of there at 7:45, made it home, and my husband informed me that on his way to pick me up, half of the city was without power as he was going down the highway, no lights, just creepy as could be. Seeing grocery stores that did not have lights, gas stations that did not have any electricity. And so we came home, it was kind of late, went to bed. Get up the next morning, seeing the devastation, all of the trees that are down, tons of trees down by the roots, big roots. And the most interesting thing is the majority of the area that I have seen, these trees did not harm anyone. Most of them did not land on homes, beside homes. The next door neighbor, their big tree just came up to the deck. Now, is it a pain? Absolutely. But for it to not come crashing in on people, that there's trees everywhere, but not a ton on homes doing tons of damage, which I am so grateful for. But this has really amped up my thought process on what do I need to do to be able to be prepared, because it's not just a few days. We're being told that we could be without power for weeks. I'm not sure once it gets past 2 weeks that you can be ultra prepared, because no matter how much you have, at that point people are going to start freaking out And you better be prepared with more than food, because they're going to come and take it. I have some family members that we do have a sub-level plan, a home with a lot of people in it, with ways to protect yourself. I'm just saying, I'm not going to go into that very deep, but we have a plan. Several of them are good at it. We'll just say that. But let me just tell you that I have used this as a way to check my list, right? How prepared am I? And it can come down to simple things like really good flashlights. You want to make sure that you have really good flashlights, and those have come in so handy. A generator, for crying out loud. Get a generator. I hear people say, you know, we can't get a generator, it's expensive. I see what people spend money on, and let me tell you, I'm not going to call people out, but when times get tough, if you have a generator, you can make it through 2 weeks, because you'll have enough food in your refrigerator and your freezer to be able to make it. But to be able to sleep with a fan on when it is hot outside, that to me is really important. Obviously, safety is important, but when you need rest, to be able to have a fan on, get the generator. Other things that I had, because I have been planning this for a little bit, you know, just tucking some things away here and there. Wow, new level here with this fence being down. Oh, wow. Just...
yeah, you gotta go into the...
We're driving over power lines right now, and we are dodging...
Uh-oh.
Oh, another power line came down.
Yeah, they might be turning
They're not
off.
gonna... Oh my gosh, we're not getting through. We're gonna have to go around. This is part of the problem. And so what we're doing right now is we are on our way to get gas, which is hard to find, but someone tipped me...
Does that road go through over there?
Someone tipped me off on where to go and get gas. Well, if you have a generator, you need to get gas. So guess what? Before the storm, get gas. And don't just get gas for the generator. Please fill up your cars. So we have several gas stations in the area that do not have power, and therefore the pumps don't operate. We have gas stations that have lines that you will wait hours to get gas. And then we have many gas stations that are out of gas. Fill up your tank before a storm. Fill up your tank before the election, just in case. And you know what? Some of these things might not happen, but what if they did? And you're prepared, right? And then you can help someone else. A couple of the things that I have in my house that I've really appreciated, because my phone was about to die, I have solar powered, and I will show them to you. I have solar powered battery packs that can, a really nice flashlight, and it can also charge 2 phones at a time. I also have a solar, we're driving, you should see this tree. It's crazy that we just drove under. Scary. I'm sitting here with my mom. My mom is with me. Oh, good grief.
Look at this.
I have a solar powered radio that also can be wound up to operate. And
what's going on here?
oh my gosh.
Oh, is the tree down there?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh.
If we can get to the gas station, this is the second.
Yeah. It looks like it's too low, you can't get through.
Fortunately, there's 3 ways to get, well, there's more than that, but there's 3 ways that are somewhat easy to navigate. The other one's going to take a long time, but
yeah, that tree's down almost all the way.
we're going to get there. So glad you could come along with me. And sorry, my volume is not going to be great. These are not great times. So another tree down all the way across the road. Oh, it's bad. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
You'll be wandering around a little bit.
So anyways, it's a radio that you can wind up, or it's solar powered. You can also charge all of these things so that they can be prepared before the storm or whatever might happen. But there's other ways to operate them, is my point. So you can go sit it out in the sun and it can charge your phone. Gave me a full battery charge, which was great. I'll show them to you. Several different things that are great. But what I have realized is what you need most to survive is a way to make coffee, have some figs, and a way to warm water. That's all you need. Sub-level of preparedness. So here's the good thing. Now that this happened, people are on board with me, right? So those that were kind of like, they're like, what do we need to do? Yeah, thanks. So that we're not in this situation again. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad we're a team now, and it's not going to be a fight. So I have several propane tanks. Get your propane tanks so that you can grill your food. That's all you need is a percolator. Did I say that right? Percolator?
Yeah, percolator.
Percolator is how she said it. I might be saying that one wrong too. I've realized lately. See, my cousin is a grammar queen.
Oh.
She let me know some things I said wrong. A percolator for the coffee. You can put it on your stovetop. And I have a Berkey for water and a rain barrel out in my yard. If I need to, you can put that water in the Berkey. Good to go, right, for that. I might get a canner so I can start canning some food. And the reason why I would do that is because I love my spaghetti sauce and I would love to gift it to somebody. I love my salsa. It is the best, and I could gift it to somebody or sell it, right? We could sell our goods if we get desperate. But you don't have to do that. Literally, just go buy some canned goods. And at the end of the day, if only thing you could eat was green beans and rice and potatoes and corn, we're going to be okay. Because this is new, right? This has just happened. I could quickly, out of my freezer, grab ground beef, and we had spaghetti for dinner. So that was yum. That was delicious. My son made food on the grill last night for dinner and sent it home with my husband. And so this morning he made breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
And so this morning my mom came over and we had an amazing
Delicious
breakfast.
Yes.
Eggs, sausage, potatoes, and I have a gas stovetop, which I highly recommend. Some gas items, but if I did not, okay, we're gonna try another. And then we took the toast, and because I have the gas stovetop, we toasted it in a pan, which was fabulous. So if you have a grill, you could do it there. If you had a Blackstone with a propane tank, you could do it there. You don't have to have a generator. You do not have to have a generator. Oh, by the way, I don't have a generator, so I'm telling you to get one. We're getting one. That's my point. We're getting one. If you had a generator, all of this, you don't have to worry about a handheld coffee grinder or a handheld wheat grinder. And I do think that you should have a handheld just in case. And we were so grateful for our handheld coffee grinder so that we could have coffee today. Obviously, you can stock up on ground coffee, but there is nothing like fresh ground coffee. I'm not trying to scare anybody. There has been some crazy stuff going on. I don't have to watch the news because people tell me about it. And then they show me videos that prove that what they're saying is true. There's crazy stuff going on.
Yes.
And we don't have the right people in place to protect us. They don't seem to care about protecting our country anymore. And so we need a level of being able to protect ourselves.
Yep.
And this storm has brought awareness. And even though these are two different subjects, two different topics.
I think they're having a waiting is. Now
And it looks like they got married in somebody's home. And you know what? I would record it, but there's too many people around.
Oh, it's packed.
So it just brought awareness on what we need to do to kind of fill the gaps. And I do have a bug out plan. If you think about it, I mean, let's just talk about it real quick. If something happened and you had to get up and go, like, let's be honest, there's stuff happening in Springfield, Ohio. Good grief. Who knows what, like, this is real. So if you had to bug out, you're not going to pack up your canned goods. You're just not. They're too heavy. There's not enough room. But there are emergency essentials that have packed it into a bucket, and they're light. So I have buckets that I can pack in my car quickly and run. And you better believe my Berkey is going to be sitting right there beside it, because you can take water from almost anywhere, put it in that Berkey, and you can drink it and it'll be fine. It's a good idea to have a travel water container just in case.
Let's see if it cash.
Okay, so he said, oh, I needed to go that way. He said, okay, I'm going to show you this. This is the line for the gas station.
Not a mile long,
and it's like wrapped around.
Okay, can you go forward?
I don't think they can. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. So, first of all, to be prepared, just in case, not out of fear. We know the Lord's got us, but a level of preparedness. First of all, I think it's really good to have a plan with other people. Get other people involved. It's really helpful if maybe one person has a garden and then another person has chickens, and you can trade or share. You know, like, let's support each other in this. So get your people together. And also, like I said, you know, I've already developed this plan of who's going to come and live with me, you know, in case we need that. And just have a few things on hand just in case. Go ahead and get your canned goods for the upfront. Go ahead and get your containers with the dehydrated foods for the possible bug out. And, you know, those containers last 25 years. If nothing else, and you don't have to bug out, and you have a storm like this one, you can go and use your dehydrated food and not get really hungry. By the way, you know, I made spaghetti, and I could offer that to my neighbor who really appreciated it. And I'm going to figure out how to make bread in a Dutch oven on a stovetop. I think it could happen. I'll let you know. So to be able to do those things, because sometimes in situations like this, comfort food, you know, warming foods, things that are delicious, they just make you calm down. And that's what we want to be able to do for people, is to help them calm down and be able to have a place to rest and hopefully be okay in times of somewhat emergencies. I hope this was helpful. I feel like I rambled. I'm sorry if I have, but I just kind of wanted to let you know where we are in this hurricane thing. It has just been, I don't think anyone expected this, honestly. Nobody expected this. And pray for those people in Asheville, because they, from my understanding, got hit the hardest. Have a great day, and remember to keep your eyes on Jesus. So we lucked up because we drove by a gas station that just now got electricity, and that's the only reason why they still have gas. So very thankful for that.
Very
thankful.
busy.